Hi class, this is our new topic for science, topic 17, sources of heat. From the title itself, we will be studying all about heat and how do we use them and where do we get them from. Now, you can find this in your science practice book, pages 78 until 81. I hope you read these pages to study. Although that we have the video, it would also be great that you will all practice your reading skills. Okay, do you understand? Great job. For today's lesson, I want you to tell us where do we get heat from. Because when we say source, it is a place where we get something from. So that's why, number one, you need to identify some common heat sources. Where do we get heat from? Number two, describe some of the ways we use heat. Heat is very useful to us. We need it every day. It's not something that we can just forget about or just leave. It's something that is with us every day and we need to use it. So give us some ways that we can use heat or identify it for us. Third, what are the dangers of heat and flames? It can be very dangerous, you know that. And you can give us also an idea about what you think about this. How it can be so dangerous for you and for me. Now, number four, discuss fire safety. Fire safety means how can you avoid accidents involving flames and fires? And what will you do when there is a fire or you met an accident with heat? For today's vocabularies, we will be using the word heat, the word friction, the word flames, the words fire safety. Now, heat is a very simple word. It's a thing that gives us the feeling of being warm and being hot. If there is heat, we feel hot and we feel warm. Friction is a word we use to describe for two things that are sliding on each other. Flames is what you see when there's a fire. And fire safety are the steps that we take so that we can avoid accidents that involve fire, or what should we do when there are accidents involving fire. Okay, now for today, you know that heat is something that gives us the feeling of being hot or being warm. Now, heat helps us to stay warm. We use fire and sometimes we use jackets and hats to keep us warm. We use also heat to cook our food. And then we also use heat to boil water. We also use heat to iron clothes. There are so many uses of heat. Can you give me one? Very good. Okay, now every day, all around us there's heat. It helps our body keep warm so that we will stay alive. Because if our bodies does not have enough heat, we will feel sick. Or if you are frozen like Anna, for sure you will die if you are frozen. Now, our body needs to have enough heat in it, but not too much. Because if there is too much heat in our body, you will have fever. That's already fever if you feel very, 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 very hot. Okay, next. Heat also is what we get from the sun. It helps our earth stay warm. This is how earth will look like if there is no heat from the sun. The heat from the sun helps us have rain, water, streams, and rivers because of the water cycle. Another thing that use heat and cannot avoid heat is because it helps us have seasons. You get spring, summer, fall, and winter because of the heat from the sun. And it allows our plants to grow. The sun, the heat from the sun, and the light from the sun helps plants grow. And in return for that, our plants gives us oxygen. Now, these plants, they are very important in our environment so that we can have fresh air. So everyone, take care of our environment and the plants. Now, there are so many places that we get heat from. First is the sun. The sun does not really look like this. Like it's a cute little thing that we see up in the sky and it's yellow and it's smiling on us. Although it's a very nice thing to have. But the sun is a ball of fire with flames on it. And it's giving away heat so much. That's why our earth stays warm. Class, remember that the real sun is a ball of fire with flames. You got those flames, that's the real sun. Now, another place we get heat from is for electricity. And we don't get the electricity from the Pikachus that's running around. We get the electricity from the power plant. They provide us with the energy we need to power our homes and allows us to turn on our appliances. So when electricity is running, it will produce heat. That's why if you want to have an experiment, if you have a toy car, put a battery on it and let it run for maybe 10 or 30 minutes. Then try to touch the battery after you've made it run. So you will feel that it's a little bit hot because when electricity is running, it will produce heat. Now, the electricity helps us also power our electric stoves and our ovens. Now, class, if you overuse your laptops, it will become hot, right? It's also because electricity can and will produce heat, and among other things that we use it for. Where else do we get heat from? We get it from friction. We mentioned earlier that friction is what we use to describe two words. I mean that friction is a word we use to describe when two things are sliding on each other. When two things are sliding on each other a lot, they will produce heat. In the case of this match, just a very slight, a very small friction is needed to produce fire. Now try rubbing your hands together, let it slide fast on each other for a lot of time, and then try to feel it, if it feels cold or if it feels warm. Now do it. Okay, great. So how did it feel? Amazing. Yes, it feels warm because friction also produces heat. Where else do we get heat from? Yes, we get heat from fire. Fire helps us stay warm. Fire helps us cook our food. Fire is one of the main source of heat that we have, and it helps us cook our food. And please be careful, class, when you are cooking alone and you are using oil, because oil will burn. In this picture, it is done by professionals, but for you, Please ask your parents for help when you want to cook something. Using oil, please be very careful again because the oil will burn. Now, remember class that the fire burns because it's hot and it has flames. It can be very dangerous. When something is hot, it will burn your skin. Be careful when touching hot things or even your stove. Please do not play with fire because fire can burn you. Not just only you, the flames. You know this part of the fire? Those are the flames. The flames will catch on every material that is near to it, and then it may burn down your house, and even worse, it can burn down forests, and not just one forest, it can burn down a very large area of forest, an entire forest, just like what happened to Australia a few months ago. It started just from a very small flame and then it catch on the dead leaves. That's why it spread throughout. It's very dangerous because fire will easily catch on wood. Now class, be careful and always listen to your parents when they tell you to not play with fire. Now, what will you do when you burned yourself? There are things that you need to do and there are things that you should not do. Let's when you get a bird, put it under cold water. Do not put oils or butter. And class, put an antibiotic ointment. Go to the nurse. She has one. Go to the doctor to help you with the burn. But please do not use egg whites to treat it. Okay, if the skin burn is very serious, you can go to the doctor for it. Class, and how to put out fire. Please do not be like SpongeBob. You cannot put out fire by simply blowing on it. Use water. Just like this very strong and brave fireman. You need to use water to put out a fire. Don't just simply blow on it. It will not go away, especially if it's a huge fire. Of course, for candles, you can blow them just like on your birthday cake. But for big fires, just like this one, use water. Or use a fire extinguisher. So that's the safest way to put out fire. Alright, class, that ends our lesson for today. You did a very great job on listening, and please stay safe.